the exam paper in front of me red. The student beside me screamed and jumped up, knocking over her chair. I crashed hard onto the floor. When I opened my eyes again, I was already floating in midair. I looked down at myself on the floor, bleeding from every opening. It was finally over. The sharp pain that had torn at my nerves day and night was gone too. 18 years of torture had finally ended. I didn't stay in the exam room. Instead, I floated out through the window. Outside the school gate, the sun was blazing. Under a sunshade, Jiang Mingchan and my parents were sitting there casually. An ambulance? Why did it go in? Did some student pass out from nerves? Mom craned her neck to look inside. Dad waved it off like it was nothing. Kids these days have terrible mental toughness. Our Cece is different. She's been steady since she was little. Now that she has Zixie's foundation, Tsinghua or Peking University is a sure thing. Jiang Mingcan glanced down at his watch. Then he smiled proudly. The system notification says, the transfer is complete. Cece should be more than halfway through the paper by now. Good. Cece has really suffered these past 6 months. Watching Cece hog first place in the grade, she must have felt awful. I floated above their heads, watching the relieved look on Mom's face. Suddenly I found it kind of funny. The poor, wronged Cece she was talking about was my family's adopted daughter, and I was the biological daughter she carried for 10 months. To keep her adopted daughter from feeling wronged, my own mother personally brought me a cup every night. Hot milk laced with hallucinogens. It made my head feel like it was splitting all night. I could only drown it out by doing practice questions like crazy. Jiang Mingcan moved the lilies to his left hand. His tone relaxed. Ma'am, when Zixie comes out later, she'll definitely throw a fit. You must not go soft on her. Dad gave a cold snort. Once we pick up Cece later, we'll go straight to a seafood feast. No need to bother with her. But could something happen to Zhang Lingxi in the exam room? Mom frowned, as if she finally remembered me. She was rolling on the floor from a headache last night. When she went to the exam today, her face was pale. Jiang Mingcan let out a cold laugh, his eyes full of disdain. Ma'am, you're just too soft-hearted. A headache is no big deal. After Cece finishes the exam, we can just take her to some clinic. Dad chimed in, his tone cold. So what if she sacrifices 1 year? Worst case, she repeats a year and takes it again next year. I looked at my fingers and laughed silently. No one had told them. They had no idea the price of transferring intelligence was my life. Just then, an ambulance siren sounded inside the school gate. The guards rushed to push the gate open. An ambulance sped inside. What's going on? Someone passed out in the exam room? The patient is in cardiac arrest. Get the defibrillator now, the attending doctor shouted. My soul floated beside my body, watching the nurses frantically rip open my school uniform. Underneath was my bony body, covered in purple pinch marks. Those were marks I had left myself, on countless nights when the pain was unbearable. With a loud thud, my body suddenly jerked up on the stretcher, then fell back down hard. The ECG monitor was still a flat line. Keep compressions going. Push 1 milligram of epinephrine. Please, stop trying to save me. Being alive wasn't good at all. No one loved me, and my head hurt unbearably day and night. At the same time, Zhang Yuezi was sitting at her desk in the exam room, a smile tugging at her lips. The pen in her hand flew across the paper. Those physics problems that used to make her panic, the ones she couldn't even understand, now looked incredibly easy to her. So this is what being a genius feels like, Zhang Yuezi thought smugly to herself as she turned the page. So what if that bitch Zhang Lingxi studied like crazy? In the end, she still had to hand her brain over to me. She even put down her pen half an hour early and raised her hand. Teacher, I'm turning in my paper. The proctor looked at her in surprise and took the fully written exam paper. Under the shocked stares of all the other students, Zhang Yuezi strutted out of the exam room. The moment she left the school gate, she saw the 3 of them waiting under the shade. Mom, Dad, Mingcan. Zhang Yuezi happily ran over. Mom pulled her into a hug and called her precious baby. How did our Cece do? Are you tired? Zhang Yuezi lifted her chin proudly and held Jiang Mingchan's arm. It was way too easy. Mingcan's system works so well. I knew the answers as soon as I looked at the questions. I'll definitely be number 1 in the whole city. Jiang Mingcan lovingly tapped the tip of her nose. I knew our Cece was the smartest. Dad was grinning from ear to ear beside them. With a wave of his hand, he said, let's go. Dad booked the best seafood restaurant in the city. Today we're rewarding our family's little hero. Zhang Yuezi's eyes flickered. Pretending to be innocent, she asked, by the way, where's my sister? How did she do? I think I saw an ambulance go into the school just now. It couldn't be my sister, right? The smile on Jiang Mingchan's face instantly turned cold. A flash of disgust crossed his eyes. Don't bother with that useless thing. Cece, how do you feel today? Mingcan, I feel like so much knowledge flooded into my head. I knew how to solve every question at a glance. Zhang Yuezi excitedly nuzzled against Jiang Mingcan. No, I feel like even Tsinghua and Peking's papers aren't enough for me. Jiang Mingcan stroked her head, smiling brightly. I floated beside them, watching them flirt like no one else existed. For some reason, even after becoming a ghost, my heart still hurt. Dad walked up and took Zhang Yuezi's heavy pencil case. Our Cece is amazing. Let's go. Dad booked that king crab place you love. Let's celebrate properly. Mom held Zhang Yuezi's hand, her eyes full of love. You must be exhausted. Drink some juice to soothe your throat. Zhang Yuezi took 2 sips through the straw. Then she suddenly seemed to remember something. She looked around. Aren't we waiting for my sister? She hasn't come out yet. Doesn't she usually turn in her papers fast? The smile on Mom's face faded. Why bring her up? What a mood killer. Her intelligence has been taken away. She must be clueless staring at the paper. She's probably hiding in some corner crying right now. Jiang Mingcan sneered. She's just too competitive. She can't accept becoming an ordinary person. Cece, don't worry about her. She's old enough. It's not like she'll get lost. Come on, get in the car. Don't let our Cece go hungry. The whole family surrounded Zhang Yuezi and walked toward the car parked by the road. No one noticed the exam room's lead teacher, anxiously searching the crowd for Zhang Lingxi's parents. I followed them and floated into the car. The air conditioning inside was turned up high. Zhang Yuezi sat in the passenger seat, playing with the car stereo. Jiang Mingcan sat in the back, looking up travel guides on his phone. Cece, after your scores come out, how about I take you to Sonya? Didn't you always want to go diving? Zhang Yuezi cheered. The car was filled with laughter. The ambulance's piercing siren roared past their car. Inside it was my slowly cooling body. Dad's face changed. He suddenly spoke up. Ming-kan, that system transfer, it won't really affect Lingxi's body, right? Jiang Ming-kan didn't even look up. His fingers kept swiping across the screen. What effect could it have? She'll just be weak for a few days. She'll be fine after sleeping it off. Fine after sleeping it off? Yeah, I was already asleep, and I would never wake up again. The car stopped in front of the most luxurious seafood restaurant in the city. At the same time, the ambulance finally brought my body to the hospital. Chief, the patient's brainwaves are completely gone. My brain was rapidly shrinking. Where's the family? Have we still not reached them? My homeroom teacher, Ms. Zhang, stood outside the door. Her eyes were swollen from crying. Again and again she called my dad. Finally, on the 12th try, the call went through. Jiang Lingxi's parent. The hospital has issued a critical condition notice. Jiang Lingxi's brain is shrinking rapidly. The doctor says she may not make it through today. If you don't come sign the papers now, you may not even see her one last time. The private room instantly went silent. Dad's hand froze in midair as he held the phone. The smile on Mom's face also froze. Jiang Ming-kan paused while peeling a shrimp. Then he pulled over a napkin and slowly wiped his hands. Uncle, what happened? Dad snapped back to himself. His face darkened instantly. He said coldly into the phone, Ms. Jiang. Jiang Lingxi has always loved making a big deal out of nothing. She bombed the exam and is pretending to be sick to avoid being scolded. She already pulled this trick back in middle school. Don't worry about her. Let her stay in the hospital. When she gets hungry, she'll come home herself. After saying that, he hung up without hesitation. He even switched his phone to silent and placed it face down on the table. Mom let out a long breath and patted her chest. That scared me to death. I thought something serious had happened. That damn girl will do anything to ruin Cece's celebration dinner. Jiang Weici put down her chopsticks. Her eyes instantly turned red. Mom, Dad, does my sister hate me that much? If it weren't for me, she wouldn't have been unable to even stay in the exam room. Maybe we should go to the hospital and check on her. Jiang Ming-kan grabbed her hand. His eyes were full of pity. Cece, you're just too kind. After everything she did to you, you still think about her. I watched them raise their glasses again, watching them eat like nothing had happened. I listened to their vicious guesses about me. Inside the hospital's emergency room, a long mechanical beep announced the final ending. The doctor stopped moving. He took off his blood-stained gloves. Looking at my young but lifeless face, he let out a deep sigh. Call the time of death. Tap below to watch the full episode.